Hello everyone and welcome to Secure Link, a 2D platformer that was made way back in 2004, and let's just say it was heavily inspired by Mega Man. Yeah. As we shoot these not Mets, you might be wondering what this game does to separate itself from Mega Man. And the answer is not a lot, but the game design is still pretty solid. Up here's this game's version of a Sniper Joe, but it's actually quite a bit different. It's usually placed on platforms above you due to the nature of its spread shot, which basically goes beneath it. They're not really a big deal on their own, but they're usually used as a platforming hazard as opposed to a standalone enemy. And after that text we can't read, it's boss time, or at least mini-boss time. Her pattern is not particularly difficult, as you might be able to tell, though she does have a harder pattern when you fight her later in the game. If this game seems really easy so far compared to Mega Man, well it is, but that's mostly just a tutorial stage. Never forget me. Well, I'm trying to preserve you, game. I'm trying. The tutorial stage is really incredibly easy, even by tutorial stage standards, and the rest of the game definitely isn't as hard as Mega Man, but it's still pretty fun. If you've played Mega Man at all, which you probably have, then you recognize what these doors are for. So this fellow right here is the Crane Turtle, since you probably can't read that text on his crane. And he has a very simple pattern that I'm doing terribly with. He just shoots his flames out in a wave, and you have to hide in a corner to avoid his wrecking ball. True to Mega Man fashion, he's very different from the other bosses. Hey, this password screen looks a little familiar. Alright, now we're at the Robot Master Select screen, if they're even robots, and we're gonna fight my favorite Robot Master. It helps that he easily has the best name. You can see how this robot up here might be a problem if I couldn't just jump up and shoot him in his face immediately. I'm not sure whether that's an intentional part of the design. And I slid way too early, but you can tell what Mega Man enemy that was trying to emulate as well. Something I rather like about this game is its art style. Yeah, it's clearly 8-bit inspired, and it's clearly Mega Man inspired, but it's very soft and very colorful. Right here's the first actually challenging part of the game, where they put a ceiling pretty close to the platform, so you have to jump right at the edge or you'll fall down the hole. Also, there are enemies chasing you to dissuade you from being incredibly meticulous and just doing pixel perfect. They don't want that at all, they want you to speed up about it. This part probably looks really familiar. We jump higher in water, and if we jump too high we'll ram our head into the spikes, so we don't want to do that. We have to let go of the jump button at just the right time. There was no edit there. Why would you think there's an edit there? There wasn't. This is probably the most fun room in the entire stage. You have to contend with a lot of bullets and enemies while you're trying to platform over a pit. Which doesn't sound very fun, but it is. Right up here are some goodies we could get if we had the right power-up, but we're not going to be playing the game that long, so don't worry about it. Right up here are some nasty birds dropping these wannabe Mets like Lakitu, so we want to speed up as opposed to take things ultra slow. That's a consistent theme in this game's design, is making the player go faster while they platform. And that's okay, because this game actually controls really, really well. And now we come face to face with Freud Psychoid. The best strategy here is to stay in the middle of the screen so we can avoid those pillars of fire he hurls at us. He only has one other attack, that, but it's easily jumped over. The most challenging part of this stage is that his pillars of fire stay on the screen for quite a long time. But if we just stand dead center, the only thing we have to worry about is his other attack, which again isn't too hard to dodge. So yeah, if you were thinking he was going to attack us with psychology, well, no. Thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch this surprisingly orthodox platformer with me, and I'll see you soon.